Happy spring, everyone. Today's video, I am going to give you an update on my home. Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique Home and Garden. Yeah, I have to think about what my YouTube channel is called, but things are really going good and fast in our new home. It took a little bit. I can't say that there was ever like long lulls when nothing was going on except for maybe the 2-week Arctic freeze in January and then the week between Christmas and New Year's, but we didn't get our permit till the first week of November, and things have been going fast and furious, and especially now that we're doing the finishing. So let me talk about what's going on. So first, all the bathrooms are tiled. I did pick out a beautiful mosaic for my master bath and some like Italian subway tile, a real glossy, long, almost a little wavy tile for the walls, and a floor that I loved. And I had picked that out last September. But when I went to purchase it, there was a different designer there, and I was going to kind of do the same thing in all my bathrooms. And even though I had a different color vanity in every bathroom, he's like, "Oh no, you can't do that." So he changed everything. And so the mosaic stayed the same and the floor tile stayed the same in the master bath, but he said just put the floor tile up on the side. Don't use the cheap subway, even though the Italian subway is not cheap. It's not. It's a little bit. It's like a couple dollars per piece, so it's not a cheaper tile. And then he picked out to go with. I had a green vanity in the hall bath, so he picked out like a giant tile. And it kind of was all very similar, like marble looking tile, but it had a little more of a gray-green veining, whereas my original tile had a little bit more brown, because I'm not a big gray fan. I've always leaned towards having more of a gray, a brown or taupe undertone in those marble looking tops. So anyways, we picked out this big one with grain veining, said do the same thing, put it on the floor diagonal and then just up on the walls. And then in the small bathroom, in the guest bathroom, it's going to have a wood toned vanity. In my bathroom, it's a navy one. And so he picked out a tile that had browns through it. And I mean, I agreed to everything. I was like, oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. We picked out grout for everything. And then they started tiling the small bathroom and doing the mosaic on my bathroom in the master bath. And they kind of told me to make it tall, like he told me 5 by 3, whereas my original plan was going to be long rectangle with a niche underneath. But then when you walk in the bathroom, I mean, that's the wall you see, and you would have seen the niche. So I'm glad we did change that. But I was out looking for countertops, and my husband sends me a picture of the bathroom saying, you know, is this what you wanted? And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. And that decorative tile was expensive. Anyways, I decided, you know, it was too small. It needs to go up on the side. I hated the floor tile around it. I went and bought the original tile I picked, and they were redoing it. And, you know, once they got the subway tile up and they just needed to piece together the decorative tile, I loved it. I thought it looked fantastic. But then when they grouted it all white, and they were supposed to grout it in a more pewter color. And it looked awful because, well, it didn't look awful, but you couldn't see there was a decoration. It looked like just one big white square. And so, I mean, you paid a lot for that tile. You want to see the pattern. And so they were finishing up. I mean, they were like grouting the last thing. And I was like, oh, can you put this gray grout? It was supposed to be this gray grout. So they used the gray grout, which is the one that the gentleman had picked out when he thought the floors were going on the wall. So it matched the floors. And way back in September, I picked a different color grout. It was too dark. And so now it's too dark. They are going to re-grout it again. And it's not that hard. They don't have to chip it out. They just grout the whole thing over and cover over it. But I liked it with the cement, just that light gray, that when they had it cemented down, I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. You could see the pattern, but it wasn't such high contrast. So now we're going to wait until the lights are there and you can turn it on and everything, but it's definitely too dark now. So it's got to be regrouted one more time. Then I didn't like the brownish tile in the bathroom because it looked too modern. And I'm not modern. I'm more traditional. Like I love like Ralph Lauren. I love more leaning traditional, maybe French country. You know, I'm just not uber modern, but I do like a few modern pieces. So my sofa is from Restoration Hardware, and that is a very modern sofa. This is the fabric on it. It's not a new sofa. I bought it, well, it is new. I bought it last year, or I ordered it in, 2022. And yeah, so it's this beautiful indigo velvet, and then I have a side chair, like a library chair, that's this chestnut leather. So to me, this is very Ralph Lauren, and Ralph Lauren, however you want to say it. But I love these color combinations. I've always loved them since I was high school. So this is not a new trend for me or something. These have always been the color combinations that I love. So anyways, to go modern, even though my last bathroom in Arizona was a little more modern, it was just too, I didn't like it. But the tile was all done, the niche was done, and so they had something different for the floor. And I was like, no, just put the same, no, they were supposed to put the same tile on the floor, but they made a mistake, which I liked better, and they put the tile that was up on the shower walls in the master bath, and they put that on all the floors. And I actually like it on all the floors. That was my original plan, to put it on all the floors. And it kind of lightened up that little bathroom because I just felt like it was a little dark looking. And again, the vanity I purchased, has that like almost faux rattan front, and the modern just does not go with it. So, yeah, so I'm sticking with that. I'm not going to put a glass door. My contractor said I don't even have to put any door because he didn't think water would splatter out, but I think I'm just going to put a white shower curtain, kind of soften it up and make it a little more feminine with a white shower curtain, maybe a textured one or something like that. And then I woke up in the middle of the night going, oh my goodness, I do not like that small bathroom. It's too modern. And that giant tile we bought for that middle bath to go with the green vanity, that's going to be awful. It's going to be so modern. I don't like it. The other thing about the brown tile is it was gray undertone, and I spent so much time picking the original tile to not be gray. And so this was gray with the brown veining. And so anyway, I was like, oh, I've got a grayish tile, and it's like massive. It's going to make the place look small and too modern. I'm not going to like it at all. So when my husband got up at 7 a.m., I was like, can you go to Floor & Decor with me? I said, I really want to return that tile. It must have taken us 30 minutes to load all those boxes of tile because each one only had like 3 or 4 pieces in it, but it was heavy. And, we had to carry it out the front door, across the yard into his truck. But then I just picked out something a little more traditional, and I love it. Now, one thing that the designer guy, he came over to look at everything, the one that made me do everything modern. He told me to put my niche next to the window, make it the same height as the window to kind of balance that wall. And so I did that, and I love that. I really love that. So I'm glad I have that. I can put like a little vase of flowers up there. Yeah, it's really pretty. And so I'm super, super excited. It looks great, and they asked what color to grout it, and I said just white, the avalanche white, just make it all avalanche white. So that looks really good. But when I had told him the avalanche white in that bathroom, and I said do it all, he thought I meant both bathrooms. So that's why he ended up putting the white grout in the master. So that will have to be fixed, but it's not that bad. My custom cabinets are in. Love them. They're going to be painted tomorrow, and they're painted this indigo batik from Sherwin-Williams. And I ordered these paint swatches from a place called Samplies. I'll put it down here. And it was so cool. They have Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, I think P&G, and a couple other paint companies I hadn't heard of. But I ordered them with overnight shipping. It was like free shipping or $8 for overnight shipping. I ordered it on a Saturday, and it was here like 8 a.m. Monday morning. And so I put them on a wall. I did get a combo for the kind of mid-beige range. Now, the designer guy wanted me to put green, and we were using the Ballard Design cover catalog cover as my inspiration because I loved that. It had the navy, I loved the green. And so, but when I went to Ballard Designs and then I was working with the decorator there and telling her what I liked, she was like, you know, there's no green in the pattern that you end up liking. Because back up, first decorator told me I have to find my pattern, but I needed to lighten everything up because I had the dark, I was going to do dark cabinets and I had the dark furniture, and this is my floor, so it's a mid-tone, kind of a dark floor, European oak. And it's called Bakersfield, and I think it's starts with a P. I can't remember the brand, but anyway, it's a little bit thinner. It's only 1/2 inch. I thought it was 3/4 inch. You know, when you checked it out from the floor place, it was attached to plywood, so it seemed like it was going to be a lot thicker. I mean, I would have liked a 3/4 inch, but this is the color I wanted because this was the color of my floors in Florida. And this is very similar, just a little darker. And that's what I wanted, just to kind of warm things up a little bit. So, did I say Florida? This was my floor that I put in Arizona in 2022. So, right before we moved. And so I loved it, and I didn't really live in it. So I was hoping to get a chance to live in it. Anyways, go to Ballard Designs, pick a fabric for my drapes. There's no green in it. So we decided to kind of go just a little bit darker white, like a very light sand color, a light beige for the walls. And everyone picked a different blue. I just wanted a navy blue. I've always wanted navy cabinets, uppers and lowers. And the guy from Floor & Decor picked a lighter blue. He wanted me to do like a peacock blue as a statement piece. And I said, no, that's not me. But he picked more of like a colonial kind of blue. And then this gal, she picked a lighter blue too. But when I had the swatches of all the different navies, I had my girlfriend come over who has a very similar taste as me. And we were looking at them and we picked the Indigo Batik. There was one called Polo Blue, but it looked black, in certain light. So I was so glad that we had these little stick-em things and we could stick them on the wall, stick them on the counter, kind of show in the shadow. And yeah, we could see that the dark navy actually looked black from a distance, and I didn't want it to look black. I wanted it to look navy. I didn't want it to be bright blue either. I mean, there's so many shades of navy. So anyways, really excited about the colors that we picked. Different than the ones that I picked at Ballard Design, and we spent like an hour picking colors with the fabric. So I'm going to show you my drape fabric. So this is going to be my drapes. So it will lighten everything up. I'm just going to do a panel on either side of my doors, my sliding French doors, and then I'll either do blinds or a sheer. I'm not sure what I will do yet to block the windows because it is west facing, so it's going to be really bright until we get a covered patio, which might be a year or two depending how much money I spend. Anyways, but this will look really nice with my furniture and lighten everything up. And so the wall color was just a little bit darker. It goes really well with my floors. Yeah, so I'm super, super excited. So this blue, she kind of picked a blue. No, it was more like this. It almost had like purpley undertones. And when I had it up on my cabinet, I didn't like it either. So I've changed all the paint colors, but I kind of went close to them. Close to what we were looking at. Now the other thing I got, and I ordered the wrong swatch at Ballard's, was they have a rectangular ottoman, and right now we have a wood one, which I like. It's from like World Market or something, but we always put our feet up on the furniture, so if you don't like your feet on furniture, whoops. And it's so sharp, and we used to have a leather ottoman, so it was really soft, but now, yeah, it's so sharp that my husband's like kind of pushed it to the side and has like my love sack. I have an ottoman for my love sack, and he uses that for his feet. So I ordered an upholstered ottoman. It is this pattern, but it's actually navy dots. So again, it's kind of fun. It actually goes really well with this fabric swatch because I brought it. We actually rearranged the store. We had brought the ottoman over in front of a 9-foot couch because we have a 9-foot couch, and it was a slightly different blue, but still we were just like anyway, moving furniture all over. They were very gracious to allow us to do that. But this ottoman won't come until June, though. But I did get that, and that's my color scheme. Now, I am just going to paint that kind of sand color. What is it? What did it end up being called? I just looked it up and I forgot already. The walls are going to be maritime white. I think that was a Sherwin-Williams. I am going to have an accent wall. They had an accent wall painted. They had like 5 accent walls at Ballard's, and I really liked this blue. It was called Whipple Blue. It's almost more of like a colonial type blue. It's a Benjamin Moore. I am going to have one of my guest rooms going to have military on my husband's plaques and stuff on the wall. So I call it the military room. And that one's going to be in a Sherwin-Williams agreeable gray. And then the trim doors and ceilings are going to be in Sherwin-Williams Greek Villa. So those are the paints that I'm using, and I'm really excited about the colors. I love my doors. They are, you know, kind of a Cape Cod style door. I had a custom one made to go from the garage to the house. They were putting all of the custom built-ins in the closet. Now my closet, I was putting the laundry room in there, and that was what I wanted. And then a couple people were like, "Oh, you really want a door? You really don't want it with all your clothes." So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can put a pocket door." So they were supposed to put a pocket door, but they framed it out for French doors, which would have been awful because if you had these giant French doors, then you can't have anything on the walls on either side. And then you have your door into the closet. You can't have anything on the wall. Anyway, I would have had like this much rack space on the walls. So they had framed it out for the French doors. I was like, no, it's supposed to be a pocket door. And then the closet guy was like, why do you get the crappy closet? And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, you know, the way it is, you've got a window, you got that door, you're going to have a pocket door, you know, you really don't have any room. And he goes, your husband's closet, which was smaller, is a lot more closet space. And I was like, I was supposed to have the big closet. And so what I decided to do was not frame in the door. Because the other thing, too, is when you shoved the washer and dryer inside that little pocket area, I would have been able to stand there and, you know, I would have had the dryer door open and stand there. But I don't even think I could have gotten a basket on the floor in front of me before hitting that wall. I mean, I would have been like crammed in this nook. Yeah, I would have hated it. I would have hated it. So I'm just leaving it open. We did tile the floor under the washing, where the washer and dryer is. And then the other part of the closet will be carpeted. And then at least I can just walk in and, yeah, everything will be big. I can put a basket in front of the washing machine. I can put my dirty clothes. I could just leave the basket there all the time, throw my dirty clothes right in front of the washing machine. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. They put a few built-ins already in there, but one of them I wanted a removable shelf and a removable bar in case I had some longer clothes that I wanted to hang out there, and they fixed the shelf, so they need to change that. And then in the laundry area, you know, we were trying to figure out what type of shelving or anything, but now that I'm not putting a door, and I have about, I don't know, 3 feet from like the dryer and the washing machine will be pushed up on this wall. Like if you walk in my closet and you turn and you face, the washer and dryer will be across the wall. They're not going to be, you know, sideways. It's not a stackable. They'll be across that wall. And then I have about 3 feet before the other wall. And so I was like, I just want a bar right underneath the ceiling, that whole laundry room, and then turn it and go above the dryer. So I can put out of season clothes. I can have long coats. I can have short stuff hanging above the dryer. And then above the washing machine, I just want like just 2 shelves, you know, so I can put my laundry detergent and stuff like that on the shelf, and then maybe store light bulbs or something, you know, something small, you know, up above there. So I will end up with a lot of hanging space finally. So I'm pretty glad about that. And then I think at the bottom, I want to put some shoe cubbies there to give me some more cubbies. And then there's going to be a dresser, a 36 or 38 inch wide dresser, some shelves above it. There's a cubby already there. So I'll have shelves for like sweatshirts and jeans. I like to put my jeans there. I really don't have a lot of room for like my undergarments or my gym clothes. So I'm still going to have a dresser, which I was hoping not to need a dresser, but I have a lot of gym clothes. And I don't even go to the gym, but I do play pickleball. So anyways, but it's also, I consider them my gardening, my, ratty t-shirts and stuff like that. So they're working on that. They poured the front patio and the front driveway or sidewalk today, and they're kind of framing out the driveway. And I'm going to put a parking pad, make it a little bit wider, so that if my daughter comes and spends the night, she's not blocking us in, or she doesn't have to park out on the street, that she'll have a place to park. And then they're still supposed to come in. The big doors, the Marvin sliding glass doors, I guess they're really complex to install. And so where I ordered it from, they didn't have installers. So I went to, or my contractor went to a different place that sells Marvin doors that do have installers, and they have installed them. So they're supposed to come by today or tomorrow to adjust the doors, because they don't, I cannot open it. It takes my whole body, to push it. It doesn't slide. They're not right. And so he's supposed to come today or tomorrow to adjust the doors. They are heavy because they've got the wood trim, which I am going to just paint white. The decorator wanted me to do them black or a dark, that polo blue. But again, that's too modern for me. I don't want to notice the door, sliding glass doors. I want to look through and eventually see my garden. So anyways, but yeah, so they don't need to adjust those. Fireplace, I'm just going to do a traditional white mantle, and the TV will go above the fireplace. I love my kitchen cabinets. Look, I was supposed to have one big walk-in pantry with a hidden door, and they did the custom doors, which I absolutely love. But because I had to keep this short wall, and because it held up the ceiling, I wouldn't have been able to put my fridge, and had a side-by-side fridge there. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to get a single door fridge. I was just telling my contractor, I was like, yeah, Brian just wanted an ice maker and water in the refrigerator door, and they don't make it on single doors, so he's not going to be able to have that. And he was like, well, they haven't put the cabinets in yet. Let's see what we can do. And so they ended up not even really having to change anything, because I was going to have double cabinet doors. It was going to be a refrigerator and double cabinet doors, and one of them would be a faux door. Well, they would both be faux, just a panel, but one of them would open to the walk-in pantry. But then we just moved the fridge to the middle, and I have the double doors on either side. So I've got a fairly deep closet on one, which we're going to put 5 shelves in. Also, our trash can will go in there. And then the other one still is a walk-in pantry. It's not as big, but it'll still be plenty, since we've got, 2 sides. So I'm excited about that too. And I love the way it looks. I did pick out my quartzite. I wanted quartzite. I've had quartz in my place in Arizona. I had it for about 5 years, and it was chipping. It was kind of the finish around the sink where you kind of rub with your little Scotch Guard sponge. It wore the finish off, and same with, around the faucets where, I'm scrubbing a little more to get off crud. I just didn't love it. It kind of dinged. I had a stain on, I don't know, the finish. I just didn't love it. And then we have it in our beach condo, and that one had little particles in it, and couple particles have chipped out. So I just wanted quartzite. I wanted a solid surface that I could put stuff on that was, very hard. And so, yeah, so that's what we decided. And I found the most beautiful quartzite. It's called White Lux, but the slabs that I found, and it's not a pure white, it's almost, again, kind of goes, just a little bit of ivory. It's kind of an ivory white. But I didn't want it to pull yellow, and it doesn't pull yellow. But it has this beautiful blue veining, and then we found the piece that was cut right next to it, and then the opposite side was polished. So then, so the veining, I got 2 slabs, each with this beautiful blue veining. One will be on the counter, the island where the seats will go under, and the other one will be over by the wine fridge or whatever, the beer, yeah, the wine fridge, you know, so that the veining will kind of carry through the kitchen. I love my slabs. So they came in to measure for those yesterday. It says it takes 6 to 8 days. And then they're prepping the driveway. And then they're going to bring in, I think, 10 truckloads of dirt because they have to kind of grade everything, you know, to even out from the sidewalk. And then I can start planting because I'm getting all of my spring perennials and my roses. They're all starting to come and I'm just putting them in pots, but I don't want to plant everything twice. So they're going to, beginning of next week, they're going to cut the sod out and kind of get my growing areas together. And they're going to do that before they pour the concrete in the driveway because with new concrete, they said the trucks could break off the corner. So they're going to wait to pour until after I get all the dirt dumped in the back and everything like that. So anyways, super exciting stuff. They came and measured for the siding. Still waiting on the 2 transom windows. They're just taking forever. They're custom ordered for the bedroom, so it won't be so dark. And they're coming the beginning of the week to set the sinks, you know, the vanities, the toilets. No, next Thursday, a week. They're coming on Thursday, so I got to go pick out toilets today or this weekend at Home Depot. And I need to make sure I have all the faucets. I need to lay everything out because I've ordered from many different vendors. And I'm like, did I get a towel bar for my master bath? And yeah, I just need to lay everything out for each bathroom to make sure I have everything. So and I think I need one more vanity light. I had ordered 3 vanity lights. I returned 2 of them, replaced 1. But I still think I need another vanity light. And I need mirrors. I need 2 mirrors. So I've got a few more things to shop for this weekend. But yeah, it's all coming together. So hopefully we'll still be moving in at the end of April. Oh, also, yeah, they're moving my gas line next week too. That's costing me $2,000 to move the gas line. But it's not to code. The gas meter is right under the electrical boxes. And yeah, they have to be 3 feet. And then I've got my big AC unit, so they got to move it all the way around to the other side of the AC unit. And then they're like, well, if we got to do that, you know, we might as well just take the pipes from the street and dig a whole trench on the whole side of the yard and run the whole pipe all the way to the back because then they have to bury the electrical too, and they didn't want to do that until after the gas line was down. So everything's waiting for something else. But if the gas line gets down next week, then maybe I'll be able to get electricity in pretty soon. So anyways, that's it for the home update. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will also be showing you my next video, kind of my garden update, just a March garden tour, everything that's growing, where it looks right now. And yeah, that'll be coming this week. So as always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.